welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss, Bill.
Hi, everyone. That's right. I'm also looking for her husband, Seymour Butts. If you've seen them, let me know.
Last seen at Moe's Tavern in Springfield. We're gonna get into so if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, that is the running gag on The Simpsons where Bart prank calls Moe, and Moe does he ever figure it out? Did he ever figure it out?
So my question is, like, at one point he blames the whole thing on Jimbo.
Oh, okay.
The Bart's girlfriend episode when he says, "My name's Jimbo Jones and I live at 123 Evergreen Terrace," or whatever the Simpsons address is.
Yep.
And he freaks Jimbo out. But do they still do the phone gag on The Simpsons? Like, is it still like relevant?
So
like, does Moe still have like a rotary dial phone or whatever phone?
Yeah, I would like to know. I can't tell you. It's been a long time.
That one person in America that has like an old phone, so he still doesn't understand what caller ID is. I don't know.
Well, soon we will all be able to own our own Moe's red rotary phone because JAKKS Pacific is the new license holder for The Simpsons, and they are creating a replica. And we're going to talk about all that a little bit later. But that was going to be the top story. But something happened today that trumps that. So this week's top story is WonderCon, which is happening this weekend out in Anaheim, about 90 minutes away from San Diego. They got all the big conventions out there. Nothing over here on the East Coast.
Right.
Maybe the New York one.
We get the horror conventions. That's what we get. We get like Monster Expo.
You get Monster?
Yeah. Monster Expo and stuff like that. It's like, we all just associated with Halloween over here. Ooh.
That's fine. That's seasonal. It's hard to do that.
In July, they're really pushing for like this. Like, we're bored in the fall. We're bored in the spring. Let's have a horror convention.
Yeah, I saw on TikTok people were posting video from Salem, and like people.
Yeah, that's like one guy trying to start something.
Just one guy. He gets 100% of the market share.
Summerween.
Summerween. That sounds terrible.
11 months out of the year. 11 months out of the year. Salem is your typical Massachusetts small city, and then 1 month it's just crazy.
It all goes to hell this summer.
Yeah, this
rated R. Anyway. So WonderCon is happening, and people started posting their potato photos, which is a photo taken with a flip phone. Like, the quality of the photos taken at these conventions, I don't understand it. Because if you have a modern phone, it's going to take good photos. I don't understand why people can't take in-focus photos of the PowerPoint presentations that are going on.
Sure.
I just don't understand. Every photo we get is so blurry.
So you mentioned a lot of things, and it seems like... Now, they must... Do they try to tell people not to film and not to record during these presentations?
I don't think so, because if that was the case, I feel like they would just take their phones. Like, there would be ways. Like, this is like like an open thing. Like, this is you're in the convention. Please share this. Like, this is marketing. It's not stuff that should not be seen. It's nothing secret.
If you ever go to like a comic show and they make you like put your phone away, they give you like a bag to seal it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
little zipper bag.
Like a little zipper bag, right?
Yeah, but that's exactly what it's like.
They also have these in like broad daylight. They don't like dim the lighting, so the projection's already kind of blurry. Which seems like an odd choice, but
here, this is a quick. If you are listening and you have trouble taking photos with your phone, here's a quick little guide. If you tap your phone when it has the picture up and then drag down, it brings down the iris. It closes the iris, letting less light in. So even though the background of the screen is white, you don't need it. See, like, it's trying to compensate for that and make everything else dark, but you don't need it that. So just tap it and drag. You'll see a little thing pop up on the screen. Little numbers. Don't be scared by the numbers. Just keep doing it until the picture looks good. And then we'll have some good photos next time, and we don't have to wait the extra hour for Hasbro to send the zip drive over. to Toy Shiz and all the friends on Instagram.
Oh, sure. Not us yet, but we'll get there.
We don't play that game. I'm not like there are enough people that like will put out the press release. I'm not sitting by my computer dropping that. There are enough people to do that. I mean, I don't know if that's the key to the kingdom where it's like, okay, you do this, we'll send you like the box of free stuff. I'm not willing to do it.
No. Okay. No, that's fine.
It's like if we want to hire an intern to do that, that's fine. But I'm not going to be the guy sitting there waiting for the zip drive from
right
Hasbro.
there. You're done. Okay, fair enough.
It's just not who we are. It's just not like I used to play that game. I used to update the message boards with the pictures and stuff. Different time.
So I'm not pushing for it then. All right.
No, I'm saying if you want to do it, I'm just not going to be the one to do it.
No, you know what you get out of me.
I don't want our feed filled with like the product images. Like, no, I want to see my face.
Sure.
That's all I want to see. It's just me.
I've noticed. Yeah.
That's it. That's all we want. Well, the stupid TikTok ones, it doesn't even let you pick. Well, you asked you to pick the thumbnail. It used to be animated. What the hell? You used to have like a 2-second animation, like a boomerang, it would go back and forth, and then it became static, and then it doesn't even use the one you pick. It's half the time, more than half the time.
Listen, I watched a whole clip of you that you and I had a full conversation, which you completely edited me out. Completely out. And
listen, I have to.
You had a conversation with all your talking points, and I was like, I distinctly remember saying something that had some merit to this, and you're like, no.
Yeah. Well,
and then I'm like, well, you know what though? At the end of the day, it's Paul's show, and I'm just here for the ride. That's how I. That's how I.
No, that's not how I view it. It's not how I view it. But also,
I see something like that, and I'm like,
I am the editor. So
you are the editor. Yes.
I try to keep us under a minute 30, so that we can use the same clip on TikTok and Instagram. So just for the flow of things, because people have very short attention spans on when they're watching videos online. So unless it's like, a pertinent point, sometimes I get cut. I cut myself. To see if I still feel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I do. I feel. So no, don't feel attacked because it's
I'm not feeling attacked.
in cinema, sometimes you kill the best shots. So maybe your stuff was the best. That. It just didn't progress the story.
Let's talk about that then. Let's elaborate and interject some WonderCon into
we should
something
probably
deleted.
Talk about
because let's talk about WonderCon. Instead of getting off on a tangent.
No, that's fine.
Like we promised we wouldn't do.
No one
10 minutes ago.
No one knows what we're talking about. That's fine.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just for us. It's just for us.
Perfect.
So WonderCon, the first thing I saw today, I didn't even know it was happening. I paid no attention.
I didn't either.
People like Hasbro was promising something for Ghostbusters, so I knew something was happening. I knew it wasn't.
Yeah, but then
just
at that point you're like,
Ghostbusters event.
Is it just like a pulse thing? Like what do they put?
Well, that I did think
midweek, right?
But no, it's a whole convention. So somebody posted pictures from Todd McFarlane's presentation of a PowerPoint for the next movie Batman set, and it is Batman Forever.
Batman Forever. My favorite Batman.
Is it your favorite Batman?
It is.
Just because of like that time in your life, you just have such
correct. There's just
like
such an inundation
time.
of Batman. Yeah, I think I was like 10 maybe no more than like 12 years old when that came out. Mm-hmm. Was it 94?
No idea.
I'll have to look at the back of this box and find out.
But you were saying that like the animated series was out, and then they were still doing like great promotions. Like McDonald's had those glass cups, those mugs, like fine china for Batman Forever. It was wonderful, and then we were coming off the heels of Batman Returns, which was great.
It was
fantastic. And then we got Batman Forever, which was not quite as fantastic. And it was one of those movies where you could tell that you had people pulling in different directions. Like now we know, we got to see what Schumacher really wanted to do, because Batman and Robin was fully Schumacher. But Batman Forever, you still had the previous group trying to like keep it sort of similar to Batman Returns. So there's a little bit of struggle there, which I think comes across. And then you had the white hot Jim Carrey as the Riddler, but he was really playing the Joker, playing the Riddler.
Yeah, I feel the same way. He was
totally over the top.
He was off the rails there, yeah.
The Riddler never portrayed, at least up to that point, as being like crazy like that.
No.
And then Tommy Lee Jones, I don't want to say he phoned it in, but you could definitely tell he was just kind of in it for the paycheck. Like he didn't feel a deep connection to this character. He didn't make it his own.
No. It seems kind of odd because at the time now you get these actors who are like, well, I'm in the MCU. What was Tommy Lee Jones's drive to be in a Batman movie? You know,
money.
Was it money? Okay.
Yeah, because you got to imagine there was a lot of money.
You think they were like, you can also keep this coin if you want? Like that was like a part of it.
I bet he was just pissed that he had to be in makeup so much.
You know who should have really been pissed? Billy D. Williams should have been really pissed.
That's true. The original Harvey Dent.
The original Harvey Dent from the 89
Do you think
Batman.
were there any conversations about bringing him back? I mean, clearly you introduced him as the character. You knew that he was going to become Two-Face. Yeah. But was there any conversation? Like, where was Billy D. Williams at that point? Had he done anything else, or was that he was...
I feel like, I mean, he probably had done some things, but 89 Batman was probably the last main thing that I can remember.
He wasn't even in Returns?
No, he was not.
No, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, if you changed Bruce Wayne. You changed the actor who's playing Bruce Wayne. Why not just reset the universe? Why not make Jim Carrey the Joker?
Of course, yeah. Why
Go
not?
all out.
Yeah, you did. You had diminishing returns with Batman Returns, even though I felt like it was a great movie. Did you really? I did like that movie, yeah.
No, I'm saying less people saw it, made less money.
Well, no, I think it had more of like a critical, like people were like, this is a little too dark for my kid to see, and I think that kind of
that was the thing they had to lighten it up. That's why,
right.
Yeah. But we still enjoy it. There's a lot to enjoy.
Yeah,
you've professed to enjoying that Batmobile the most of all of the movie Batmobiles.
All the colors.
It's very nice. All the colors. It's very colorful. The palette is wonderful. Schumacher has a wonderful palette. So McFarlane doing another set of 4 plus a Build-A-Figure. So you have the Batman, you have Robin, you have Two-Face and Riddler. And then that was the first picture I saw, but it said Build-A-Figure. So I was like, I said to you, who do you think the Build-A-Figure is going to be? And without seeing a photo,
seeing it, right?
What did you say?
There was two things I could have said to you. I was either going to say, and it's not a figure. I was going to say the Riddler's like throne at the end.
Oh, that would have been nice.
That was one piece.
And then
I said, no, the crazier thing would be the Nightmare Bat.
The giant
So
bat.
I immediately said that because like I was at work all day today. I hadn't checked any social media or anything. So you send me some stuff. I checked. Yeah. You sent me that one photo without the bat in it. And you say, what's the Build-A-Figure? And I respond like a minute later. I'm like, oh, probably the Nightmare Bat. And then you send me like, how did you know? And it's like, how the hell did I know?
Well, I did finally find the picture because they obviously showed it right after, and then someone posted it. And you had already responded with the giant bat, and I was like, "The what?
How
of all of the things in that movie? And first of all, there is a deleted scene where you see more of the bat, but in the actual movie, you only see like a silhouette of him flying at the camera.
You don't see the bat that much,
and you don't even like understand how big it's supposed to be in the actual movie. But in the deleted scene, I mean, it comes right up to his face. It's like it's bigger than he is.
It's a big ass bat. Yeah.
But is it an exciting toy? Like of all the things they could have done? I don't think it is.
No, I don't
think it's fun at all.
Here's what you could have done. And like I'm thinking of, because it's Build-A-Figure. Here's what you associate Build-A-Figures with. You associate them with size, or you associate them with like something that wouldn't sell on its own.
Right.
So I'm thinking, you know what? It doesn't matter how big it is. It could have been Dr. Chase Meridian. It could have been Alfred. It could have been one of the two. Because he played Alfred throughout. Well, he played Alfred throughout the whole series.
They got to get him at some point. This is ridiculous. Must. Maybe they don't want him to be a Build-A-Figure, which is fine. But, like, slot him in. Come on.
But that would have been the way to do it, and then make everybody happy for each subsequent. Because it seems like they're going backwards with these movie figures. You start with
it does seem.
Batman,
that's
Batman
true.
and Robin. Now you're forever. You hope maybe they're going to do Returns and then 89. Maybe it's just like a rights thing. They're like slowly like collecting the figure rights and appearance rights for these actors. But I don't know. Dr. Chase Meridian, Alfred, one of the two girlfriends, or both of the Two-Face's girlfriends, a goon. I don't know, but we get the bat, and I'm like thinking to myself, the bat's okay, but it looks like one of those Halloween bats, like just it doesn't look floppy, rubbery bat.
It's a prototype because it's not coming out till next year, but it's not articulated in the photo. No. It does just, and it's like head is up weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't love it right now, but I love the figures.
I do love figures.
I also kept the first series mint in box. So if the Build-A-Figure sucks, I'm gonna keep these mint in box too, and just cherish them forever and never touch them.
There you go.
I do wonder. It's like it's very interesting. Like behind the scenes, did they try to get Nicole Kidman's rights, or did they just like she would be too expensive? Like not even try. Not that she would even be an exciting figure. No, there's the Riddler has multiple looks. They could have done another Riddler. I would have preferred that over the Bat.
They could have done a Bruce Wayne. I don't know.
Oh, they could have done a Bruce Wayne.
There's always money in the Bruce Waynes. They could always do a Bruce Wayne.
Someday, I want that new Adventures of Batman and Robin, Bruce Wayne from the animated series. But McFarlane is not doing the Build-A-Figure pieces with those figures. They've only done one set so far, and it was like through the fan sites, like Entertainment Earth had them. It wasn't at Target. Target is getting the Batman the Animated Series stuff with the cell shading and the Build-A-Figure. So they did unveil a new set of that, which is 4 figures: Mask of the Phantasm, Robot Batman, Poison Ivy, and Bane, which is a great set. And then the Build-A-Figure is Bruce Wayne in that ugly brown suit. This disgusting brown suit and mustard shirt.
Yes.
But the interesting thing, and maybe this is, again, these are prototypes, Bruce Wayne has cell shading. The other figures do not have cell shading.
Okay. That one also has, like, right on it says pending licensor approval.
The Bruce Wayne does. Or do you think it's the whole set?
I don't think it's the whole set. I think it's
I don't think it's all
distinctly just Bruce Wayne.
I don't like that Bruce Wayne. I like the New Adventures Bruce Wayne, but like I think I would have to get it because there's never been, other than the old man Bruce Wayne that came with Batman Beyond. DC directed that one, which I should have got that one. I really don't know why I skipped that one, but I think I have to get it. But these figures are so expensive. It's like $100 to get the 4, at least, maybe more. Maybe they're $30.
The first set's still hanging around my Target. I thought they would clearance them out by now, but
I know.
They're not.
Maybe they're just going to replace them.
Yeah,
they're going to take them back and strip off the cell
shading. Yeah, there we go.
Because nobody liked it. It was swing and a miss. A good try.
He showed off some more like DC stuff that. Comic-based stuff that I wasn't really keen on. I think
I was gonna say none of that was like interesting to me.
It didn't resonate, not for me.
Manga Batman? I don't even know.
They showed off the Tumbler with Lucius Fox, so that was kind of cool. If you liked the Nolanverse stuff, if you wanted your own.
Is that going to be as affordable as the Batman '89 Batmobile was?
Oh, good question. I mean, inflation and everything.
I might get that.
Might a little bit more. I mean,
it's bigger though.
It is bigger.
In real life, I don't know the toy. It's just it's a hefty boy. There's like lots of like opening parts and junk.
I wouldn't mind getting like a Morgan Freeman action figure. I feel like he would fit there with like the directors figures that you get, even though he's not.
Has there never been a Morgan Freeman action figure?
No, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves did get one.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Here it is.
Yes, he's
looks just like him.
It does.
I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
Obviously a younger Morgan Freeman. Wow. Right. Okay. Actually, not the worst likeness for like a Kenner kind of thing.
No.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm not too sure. Outside of that, I don't know.
There's like these fake Hot Toys companies have done.
Oh,
Lucius Fox and the 1/6
city businessman, whatever they call him.
Exactly.
For the knockoff.
Yeah.
It's the city businessman.
Yeah. I would like to add a Morgan Freeman to my collection.
They showed off some more movie maniacs real quick too. Yeah. They went back to the Matrix. Seems like this movie maniacs line just kind of encompasses Warner Brothers properties.
Right. That's probably the deal they have.
That's their deal. Yeah. So you had a couple Matrix. They had Neo and Trinity. I think there was a 40-Year-Old Virgin was there. Matthew McConaughey's character from not Fast Times, but Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. And then one other one, but I can't remember. These aren't exciting. They're not.
They're not. They're statues. They're nothing great. And
they showed nerd humbles, as Michael Crawford coined the phrase back in the day.
And then they have a new line, and it's not movie maniacs, it's music maniacs.
At least these are articulated.
These are articulated.
Yeah, these are like proper toys.
They are.
The music is a big business. I have no interest in any of music personalities.
Yeah.
So
I don't either
have any idea if these will do well or not.
I mean, they got to do better than those legends of comedy. I'd have to say.
Poor
Nacelle toys.
What were they called? Was it Legends?
Legends of Laughter.
LOL.
Yeah.
LOL. Legends of Laughter. LOL. We tried.
It's all right.
We'll talk about Nacelle in better times later. Right. So stay tuned for that.
Back to Music Maniacs real quick. We get Ozzy Osbourne. We get Alice Cooper. We get Eddie from Iron Maiden. Right. And we get Rob Zombie.
There you go.
So some legendary musicians.
Cool. I mean, Todd probably just likes to be associated with these
people.
That's your thing.
So. Right, sure.
Yeah. If that's your thing. So that was pretty much it for McFarlane. Hasbro was there. Now, this announcement is running neck and neck with the giant bat as the like WTF are you thinking thing. So Hasbro announced that they were going to announce something for Ghostbusters. Yeah. So everybody sort of had their fingers and toes crossed.
Ghostbusters isn't done. There's more to it. There's more to just what we've shown you so far.
We have not seen anything for the plasma collection, so people were hoping for these 6-inch scale Frozen Empire figures.
Yeah.
Nope, not coming, not happening. But what you are getting are 3 3/4 G.I. Joe O-ring style Ghostbusters and a 1/18 scale Ecto-1 to go with them.
That's wow.
There you go.
Great.
Just like what? Like, were they just like Hasbro just like sort of like looks at all the things they have and they're like, well, we have G.I. Joe and that has a distinct style. What if we put that in there? Like, oh, we'd like to do an Ecto-1, but 6-inch scale is too big. Maybe we could do a 1/18. We'll do that.
They must have just been talking and been like, I've always wanted my G.I. Joes to fight with Ghostbusters and vice versa as a kid, but they never fit in together.
I did see somebody
like, Eureka.
I did see somebody excited about the prospect of putting their Ghostbuster figures in G.I. Joe vehicles. And I was man, we have really crossed into the sandbox here where it's like, what were we playing with as kids and pretending they were? Like, I would pretend that the G.I. Joes were wrestlers because those were the toys with the best articulation. So, maybe we'll see some WWE O-ring style figures at some point. Like, that's the kind of like thinking it is.
I've learned from my kids that scale means nothing to them. It doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
The Mandalorian can be 12 inches tall, but he could be fighting with something that's like 2 inches tall.
No,
that's the level of play.
That is, I don't think I could ever do that. Even as a kid, I was like, nope, not gonna happen. That's why like Brave Star and stuff was like. Or like the worst example is when they made the Power Rangers and they were 8 inches. And I was like, we can't do anything with these. They're like their own thing. They literally fit with nothing. It's not like I had the Mego figures.
Right. Those came out and then the aliens were just as big. And then they made the smaller, those transformable head ones, or did they go to like the metallic
flip heads
first? Did they
No,
do
they
the
did the
metallic? They did flip heads first and then metallic, or
Metallic was supposed to be like for the movie.
okay.
They just re-released the 8-inch as
And then
Metallic,
that's when the monsters started to get a little bit more in scale with the.
Well, they did the flip heads, and then they did aliens in that scale. So there were always aliens in scale with the Power Rangers, but that was it.
Okay.
You couldn't have them play with any other. There were no civilians that would make sense with the 8-inch Power Ranger. You couldn't have them saving anybody because they just imported the Japanese toys, and that's what they were. I don't know. I always thought that was bizarre, but obviously it made all the money in the world, so that's all that matters. So I have seen people are very excited about this G.I. Joe Ghostbusters crossover. The figures were supposed to go up for pre-order later this year, but someone keeps talking about Amazon already has them up there. I couldn't find the listing, but apparently they are very reasonably priced. It's a 4-pack. They're packaged together, not individually, and it breaks down to like $11 per figure, which,
not terrible.
But it's like, are you going to buy these to go with your Mego Ghostbusters? Like, what is this world where we just have like the same characters in every style possible? It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, that is just definitely weird.
It's weird. I really feel like they just wanted to do the Ecto 1 and they needed figures to go into it. And they're just like, well, we could just do them, or we could like say they're O-ring.
Are they all just
stupid,
like? Are they all
stupid,
just like Cobra
visible
Commander?
joint in the shoulder? It's just I hate it.
Just like molded after Cobra Commander's costume, so they just pop a head on it.
It's so funny because it's like there probably was a G.I. Joe that had like a jumpsuit looking thing.
Of course,
and, like, people probably like pretended. They probably pretended those were Ghostbusters, like someone on the team, and they're like, what I always wanted to do. So I don't know. If it sells, it sells. We're not getting anything else. It's not like if this does well, we're getting more of those plasma collections. It's just not happening.
No.
Poor Ghostbusters. Have you seen it, the new one?
I have not yet, no.
Oh, it's so good.
I had time.
I'm
glad it's good.
You got to make time, man. It's going to be gone. It didn't do well.
Make time.
Godzilla chomped down on its box office numbers at like a 70% drop from its first week.
Oh, I want to see Godzilla.
Not good.
I feel like I
want to see Godzilla. You'll see that first. No, Ghostbusters is really good.
I'm sure
it's
it
for
is.
us. They made it for us.
I need to just see it by myself and not include the children because
who cares? The kids aren't going to appreciate it.
I feel like they're not going to care either way.
No.
Like, oh yeah, here it is on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever.
You got to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but you should see it soon. I'd like to talk about it more on the show, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. So
I get it.
There's a whole plot line. I really want to talk about it, but I'm not going to do it because if you don't know what it is, you're not going to have anything to say.
Not a thing.
Try to see it. Try to see it this week. Make some time.
I will do my best.
With your conjunctivitis eyes or whatever. Take a day off.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Calling that one out.
I'll cut that if you want me to. It's fine.
I don't care.
Can you tell from the camera that your eyes are red? I can't tell.
I can tell that one of them is very red. Yes, on the iPhone camera is definitely picking it up.
Mm-hmm. I'll use special effects. Take that out.
Oh, there you go. Give me a filter.
All right. When we come back, we are going to talk about the future of the Simpsons from JAKKS Pacific, and we will be right back after this message from our sponsor. We have one more series of Super 7 Simpsons to go, and then we're done. No more Simpson toys. Well, no, actually, there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more Simpson toys than ever before because JAKKS Pacific has the master license now, and they are rolling out lots of products. We saw some potato photos of their presentation at some toy fair a couple of weeks ago, and now we have official photos of these 4-inch limited articulation.
I think they're 2.5-inch.
No, these are so small.
These are the small little, like the value-sized figures that you find at like the Walmart end caps and everything.
But they have like waist articulation, so they can sit.
They do.
Okay.
Oh, is that the? Okay, yeah, they've got a little bit more articulation than those.
I
Mario
thought these
figures.
were a little bigger, but I can't confirm that. So maybe you're right. I thought there was gonna be like another set that were like really pre-posed because these still have articulation, but there's like a more like there's like another. There's a level above that. Right.
Yes.
And I think those are bigger, like 5-inch.
Those are going to fall. I think those are going to fall in line and scale with the Mario stuff that we saw for the movie.
Okay. Well, that would be fine.
It would.
So that's the stuff that's like your closest equivalent to what Super 7 is doing. But we haven't seen that. We haven't seen official photos of that.
No.
But we did see these smaller figures, and then the Simpsons house playset, which is really just the living room. Right. And then it has the couch, which all of the family can sit on the couch together, which is nice. And then the rug has this weird, there's like 2 clear discs. And I think what it is you can have Homer chase Bart. I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay. That at the end, that's what that was. And the photo I saw recently, it was raised up, and then this one, it was lower.
Yeah.
Like then, so that's the gag. Is you probably could put Homer out, so he's like.
I do think that's just what I am.
There's a feature behind the TV, like a little gear feature where you just spin something.
You spin it.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, because we were like, oh, is this gonna be like a sound feature? But no, I think you just put them on there. So I mean, that's fun, some play value.
Right.
It's kind of like shocking to put all the figures together because their eyes are just wide open, like no eyelid. It's just like it's a little unnerving seeing them all lined up like that.
Of course,
but that is what the characters look like. So there's not really anything you can do about that. But as you know, from the collector perspective, we are most interested in that larger scale, the more articulated figures that we haven't seen official photos of yet.
Right.
But in addition to these 2 lines, they're also doing some just like fun, like role play stuff, because there is the Krusty the Clown doll from the Treehouse of Horror episode where the doll turns evil, and they show that like on the back it has like the switch between good and evil. You can switch it. So I imagine there'll be some like different voices if you have it on evil,
different
If
lines.
you have it on good. Yeah,
he's got menacing teeth. I'm wondering if
he does.
You can swap those out. I doubt you can.
That's probably asking a little bit too much. Yeah,
it sure is.
Yeah.
But
and then the most interesting. Another. This is the theme of this episode is WTF. So this is another real curveball. Is they're making a 1-to-1 replica of a rotary phone that Moe has in Moe's Tavern that he would answer and Bart would prank call him. And it says it has 10 plus pranks programmed in.
You know, some of those pranks, I mean, especially for the time, like... Yeah. Where are we going with it? You know,
well, that's probably why there's only 10.
I mean, I can't even think of 5 major ones.
That are appropriate.
Outside of the ones... Not so much appropriate that I just can't even think of the ones that Bart was doing at the time. It's been so long since I watched some of the episodes.
I'm gonna ask Chat GPT.
Okay.
Show me the prank calls that Bart played on Moe.
Wow. Just like that.
Huge ass. Amanda Hugginkiss.
Can't have that one. Can't have that one.
Mike Rotch.
Can't have that one.
Alcoholic.
Can't have that one.
IP Freely.
Can't have that one.
Seymour Butts.
Maybe.
B.O. Problem.
Sure, there's one. Okay.
Homosexual.
Can't have that one. Okay.
Anita Bath. That's a cute
we can do that one. So that's 3.
Jock Strap.
4. I give that one a pass.
Maya Normus Butt.
That one's okay.
Oliver Clothes Off.
I don't know.
I wouldn't put that one. Oliver Clothes Off. Hey, would you cuddle me? Ivana Tinkle. That one's okay. I feel like
that one's passable.
That's gonna do it. Hollywood. Pepperoni. Al E. Gator. That's definitely gonna be on there. What? Lee Keybum. Leaky Bum.
Leaky Bum. These must be newer. I don't remember these.
You're a snotball.
Oh, sure.
No offense.
Don't have a cow, man.
So yeah, that will actually be very, very interesting to see which they go with, and if somebody can hack it and put it in the rest of them.
The proper ones. The
Conan
written ones.
The Conan ones, sure. Would you buy this? Is this something you would have like in your? Because it's like, I guess it's cool because it's like, oh, that's the phone from, but it's not. Is it like instantly recognizable as Moe's phone?
I feel like isn't instantly recognizable. I mean,
No.
I feel like you need to buy it to put next to your Super 7 Mo.
Maybe. Oh, because it comes with. That's right. It comes with the little. It does come with the phone. That's interesting.
Comes with the phone.
It needs to come with like the pickled olives in a jar.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So yeah, it's an odd one. It really is.
I mean, they're trying. I appreciate.
They are. Hey, it's different and new, but
it's different. It just makes me think of like Halloween, and they have the spooky phones, like the real timey phones.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
I got a couple of those.
It's like the same thing to me. I don't know, but it's cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does. This week, I was surprised to find some new AEW action figures at Target. All of a sudden, Jazzwares has their shit together, and they're getting these new figures on the shelves. And it was good timing because Target is doing their different sales where it's like you spend $30, you get 5 off toys. But if you spend $75, you get $20 off. That's the big one. So
that's huge.
I was able to... What's that?
I said that's huge.
That's huge. It's like a free figure. It's literally getting a free figure. So I was fortunate to find the newest series, which includes The Acclaimed. Now, if you do not follow wrestling, especially modern day wrestling, these are two gentlemen who got very popular in recent time in AEW, and they love to scissor. So you can see they come with scissoring hands. Do you see that?
I see.
Scissoring.
Wow.
So right there, and this is literally what they do. They scissor.
That's their big thing.
That's their big thing.
Watch a lot of South Park back in the day.
I mean, probably. I don't.
Scissor me timbers. There, scissor me timbers.
That's what they say. That's what they say. These are great.
They do not.
They do. They do say scissor me timbers. It probably says it on.
They watch too much
somewhere.
South Park. God
look
damn
at this. Look at the detail on this figure. This is Anthony Bowens. If you tag him on Instagram, he will actually like it, which is great. I really appreciate that. Very nice figures. Just AEW Jazzwares, man, they are capable of doing amazing figures. It just takes a long time to get them, but once you get them, you're lucky if the character still looks like that, but they are great.
Sure.
Keith Lee, look at this mountain of a man. Jesus, put him next to Max Caster here. Big guy. I love these figures because each one really feels unique to the character. Like, it's not just a new head plopped on somebody else's body. Like, this is Keith Lee's body. Nobody else has this body. So, I really appreciate those.
That outfit really restricts his movement there.
He only wears that for the entrance, and then he takes it off.
Oh, okay. Can he take it off? Can that come off?
You can take it off, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't need to see it. I believe you.
Oh, yeah, you asked. You asked. Here it is.
Okay. There we go.
You want some man meat? I want your man meat, Michael. Dwight wants my man meat. While we're talking about that, this is a toy hack. If you have the Gujitsu turtles from Moose, you remember these? Lovely. You can take the shell and the front of the shell off. It's one piece. And you can actually put it on a different action figure, and you can dress them up in a Ninja Turtles costume.
Oh, wow.
So here's CM Punk as a Ninja Turtle. Look at that. Toy hack.
Wow. That's
good.
great.
It's perfect.
That's the follow-up to... it's going to be the follow-up to the He-Man, the Masters of the Turtles of Grayskull there. It's going to be
That's right. Because those shells come off, too.
Wrestlers. Yes.
This is actually a better implementation of a removable shell. Because I don't like the shell comes off. Like, that's gross to me.
And it's just like a small shell. Right. I get that.
Oh, that's right. There is like a weird small shell.
There is. Ugh. It's not how turtles work, but okay.
It's not how turtles work. Ugh. Gross. This week we had a bonus podcast where we talked to the mind behind Flipor. Talked to Mad Hatter and his partner in crime, Mega J Retro, and we talked all about Flipor. We talked all about Flipor and how toys get made and how
very eye-opening.
It seems scary. Like you need like a really convenient series of events.
Yes.
to make toys. Like one person really can't do it. You really just need a whole team of people who have one specific like responsibility.
It's definitely a great show to listen to if you're thinking to yourself, man, I wish I could make a toy and people
I can
would
make
buy
a toy.
it. And then just to go through and listen to the trials and tribulations of the production of it, because the idea of it's fine, but if you don't have those pieces in place, like there's a lot of research, a lot of resources, a lot of networking. It just seems like a lot, and the outcome is just to hopefully make one thing and then have it succeed, or it might fail.
Think of all the people involved with like their very specific skill sets that are required to make one figure. And obviously there's like variants and everything, but it's like it's Flipboard. That's it. The bare minimum, they were going to make Flipboard. And it's happening. It got funded. It's very close to that magic number of 200,000 where everything gets unlocked. So if you haven't pledged yet, it's too late. By the time
this posts, so I'm sorry.
There may be like minutes depending on when this gets posted, but April 1st at like 9 a.m. Pacific, maybe that's noon, maybe there's time. Hopefully you've already pledged it, but you're getting it. I mean, it's happening. Yeah. The only thing we were hoping for was to get that final.
Don't get FOMO like all the turtles, the NECA Hall of Fame people are getting.
Jesus,
I'm watching worlds collapse with that.
Yeah. I don't even consider that FOMO because it's like you had no shot. There was no chance.
It just seems
the stores were getting one of each.
One of each, right?
If you were lucky, you got one. I think it's like you got 3 turtles.
I'm just seeing. Exactly. Like there's always like one missing. Like Leonardo's always missing. You get the
what
other
happened
ones.
There?
And you get carriage is full, and it's I don't know. I'm looking at it a perspective because I'm not out looking for this.
No.
At the moment, if I see them in time, because you're going to see them eventually. They're going to be everywhere.
Which ones do you even want?
Which ones do I feel like the only one I really kind of like is that Casey Jones in the suit. I think that's the only one I think is fun. Outside of that, I don't need the turtles. I already have the turtles in disguise. I don't need any of the Mirage stuff because I'm not really collecting that.
Sure.
And what else we got? The Punk Turtles?
Punk
not really
Turtles,
my thing.
4-pack, it's a pricey item. Well, people were posting comparison photos between the Turtles in Disguise Turtles, which came out in that 4-pack more than a year ago, and these Pizza Club Turtles. And I think the consensus is the Turtles in Disguise Turtles are better.
Okay.
Because the Pizza Club, you don't get alternate pieces of the head to swap out.
Yeah.
You just get the one head.
You get the one expression? Okay.
Because the way it's constructed is you can take off the eyes from the mouth, and with the Turtles in Disguise, they all came with different mouths and eyes, so you could make your own expressions.
Right.
But not the case here. And also...
You can't like take those and then put them with the Turtles in Disguise because the shade's a little bit different in color.
The color is different.
The color is different.
I don't know why they did that. That seems like to make
just to frustrate you.
Get these.
Just to frustrate you.
Somebody had a great photo showing that we're very close to having enough color variants to recreate the Playmates coloring.
Oh, wow.
Where you have like different shades of green and then Donatello's brown. That's like the one we don't have. We don't have a brown one to replicate Donatello.
Mm-hmm. There was a posted photo of a business suit Casey Jones with his mask off. Without the mask and without the jacket, yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are like, that's all fine and good, but he never takes the mask off throughout the whole animated line.
Yes, but also... I would never complain about like an extra like that. I think what that is supposed to represent is there was a prototype for the original Playmates figure that had an unmasked head.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like if anything, that is what that is supposed to represent. But yeah, in the show, he doesn't take it. But the fact that they have another one coming out with the jacket off, man, milking them dry, milking those turtles dry.
That's another. I wonder if that one was ever a Mo prank call name.
What?
Probably not.
Milk?
No, Jack it off.
That's probably a little bit too much.
That's the one that winds up.
That's
the one that winds up.
Standards and practices. They're like, no, I think there's really no way to misinterpret. Like, Mo would probably know what you were saying.
That toy is literally the toy that's going to cause the "won't someone please think of the children" like meme to go off. Like someone's going to find it just that appropriate. They're going to be like, "Please pull it. Won't someone please think of the children?"
Do you think we should buy it and like fake that they're doing the other ones to see if it gets any attention?
I mean, it's easy enough to do that.
Yeah,
definitely trick.
We could just do it at the store too.
We could and just loop in some audio.
Yeah,
that's our goal.
You have your mission.
No purchase necessary. We just do it.
No purchase. No, just pick it up.
Just do it for the content. We'll just
record in the store.
Make it in post. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I forget what we were talking about.
Turtles, Holothon.
Right, Holothon. What was that character name I came up with? And I was like, is it funnier to be like? I don't remember now. It was something like
it was that long ago.
It was something like that, though. It's like, is it funnier this way or that way? No, so Holothon, my targets are not participating. So
no,
I don't know what to tell you. Nothing. No, even like like the least popular item of Holothon to prove that it's happening was not there. So
people are just losing their minds, and it's just, like I said, it's just nice to kind of watch it from the outside and not partake, because I think
spectator.
Maybe a year and a half ago I probably would have been like, I gotta get them all, but now I'm like, because it's been so long since there has been a major release of Toon Turtle stuff,
right?
That we're just kind of like, yeah, okay,
like all the main characters.
Oh yeah, no, there's not a lot. There's not a lot left.
No,
very little.
I mean,
you gotta get into the gangsters after that.
I mean, even at that point,
right? Yeah, that last big set of 2-packs where they started doing all the mutated goons. Those were all just so deep.
Yeah,
such deep cuts that you're like, do we really need these?
Though it's funny, those eventually disappeared from shelf, but like friggin' Wingnut and Screwloose still hanging around. I don't know if they shipped new ones.
Still see Muckman.
Not Muckman, not the single Muckman, but those 2-packs. And like the turtle, the fifth turtle.
Mutagen Man. I meant Mutagen Man.
Mutagen Man. Oh, okay. Yeah, just like that set was overproduced, and they're just not going anywhere forever. This week was the 3rd episode of X-Men 97. This show, man, not showing any signs of slowing down. If anything, woof. So I don't know my X-Men history, because I did not know that the Goblin Queen was Jean Grey, or a clone of Jean Grey. Did you know that?
Right. So I know, I did not. Like, I mean, the extent of my X-Men knowledge is starts and begins at that X-Men cartoon.
The cartoon, yeah. So we didn't get there. We didn't know. Yeah.
So it's off my radar. You wouldn't even be able to tell me what an X-Man was before like 1991. I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, like exactly. Yeah,
it's not the Punisher.
It just shows the power of this cartoon.
Yes.
So in this episode, Mr. Sinister was behind cloning Jean. We don't know when they were switched. They seem to both have the same memories, but
they do.
Clone Jean gave birth to a baby, and Sinister wanted the baby, and he was trying to make him immortal with some techno-organic disease. And they show up just in time to stop him from. I mean, they probably should have just let it happen, right? Because then he would have been okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why they stopped it.
The perfect person. Perfect human.
So then they bring him back to the lab, and Beast is like, our modern medicine can't help him. And Jean is like, well, let's go to the future. Like, man, she had that one locked and loaded. Like, Bishop, get your stupid bracelet. Let's go.
Go to the future. So, like, I had a thought, because I'm thinking like that as an adult. It's like, yeah, go to the future, but why not just bring him back when he's cured? Like, it might not take that long. They might just be like, oh, here you go. Here's a shot. And then Bishop brings him back.
I mean, because, spoiler alert.
Obviously.
This baby becomes Cable.
Right.
So I don't really know, like, what happened in the interim. We're going to find out, maybe. But this scene, there's a scene in here that deserves some attention, because it's confusing. I think the motives of Cyclops, because he starts to talk about, like, he doesn't want to abandon his son the way his father abandoned him.
Yeah.
Fine. Great. But then literally 5 seconds later, he's like, I can't be party to this, and just leaves the room. It's like, okay, well, you just abandoned your child here.
Why doesn't he go into the future then, too?
There was only enough juice. Bishop was like, there's only enough juice for me and the baby.
I guess that makes sense. I've watched this twice and I missed that.
You missed that. Yeah.
I thought you were going to be talking about Morph going in to scratch Wolverine's back in the shower, which...
Morph is just living his best life in this version. He is out there. Man,
they're
Morph is going to be...
It's great.
Morph is going to be MVP of the series by the end.
Now, my question for Morph
too much fun.
is...
Yeah.
So he's obviously, or it's a non-binary character at this point in this show.
That's what they said, yeah.
That's what they said. When Morph transforms into another mutant, and I could be mistaken, does Morph get their powers?
That's where I feel like this series is deviating from the past, and they are giving him, because he was Archangel and he could fly.
He could fly, but at the same time, it's like, is Morph made up of the same material as like the wings? Like what if the wing got damaged? Isn't that just part of their skin? I don't know.
Thankfully, this is a cartoon and made up, so
yes.
I'm not concerned for him.
I shouldn't think this hard.
Did he die in the original? Really... He was introduced in the original to die. Like they wanted to show that there were some real stakes.
Right. So and originally it wasn't Morph. It was originally, I think it was Warpath.
Right. And they were like, probably not a good idea to kill the one minority on the team.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't include him at all, which is maybe that's worse. Right. I don't know.
But then they had his brother they've since gone, they said they had his brother, I forget the brother's name.
I don't know.
Going into like against that scene in the opening credits where they're opposing forces going at each other.
They run at like an angle. I always thought that was funny. They're gonna hit shoulders. Like that's weird.
I just can't get over the whole Rogue Magneto scene where they're just like all just like one fleshy blob. That to me, I was like, well, this isn't for kids. I know it wasn't real.
It's not for kids. I don't think there's any. No, is anyone saying it's for kids? It's definitely.
Hey, there's a new X-Men
if you're a kid,
show,
don't
kids.
Watch this. Oh, it's a new cartoon on Disney. This is from me.
Big fan of Beast in the elevator. That was fun too. It was just like this giant head in the elevator.
Oh, that was.
It reminded me of like a Ghostbusters episode. It really did. Yeah. It was like, a
lot of fun. There's the series of like team members powering up another team member. We saw it with Gambit and Wolverine, where Wolverine Gambit charged up his claws. There's like someone was using the term Mambo Wombo. I don't know if that's like an official term. Like someone used it with like cards and like putting cards on top of each other, like that Disney Lorcana or whatever. So I don't know if that's an official term. But anyways, they seem to be doing that a lot because Cyclops powered up Bishop by like shooting his optic blast at him, and then like he absorbed it. So that's fun. They're having fun with their powers. I think that's neat.
Like that Beast, like what was it? Was it Bishop like hit like Wolverine in order to like intercept Beast
to go catch Beast? Yeah,
yeah.
They're just like knocking him around. Yeah,
just fun stuff.
So in terms of toys, this show proves that you really need media to support a toy line. Because, oh boy, that first series, it went to clearance, like Target clearance. I mean, I don't know why they clearanced it out so fast. But now, go try to find Rogue on eBay. $60. Like, people want them now.
They do.
That series 2, like we were saying, like, we didn't know the Goblin Queen was, like, a big player. I mean, she came with a baby. That's weird. But, like,
it was.
Now that figure's sold out. Like, as soon as that episode aired.
Yeah, you can't find it. Jean Grey, it's up there. You
can't
other ones,
underestimate the importance of good media supporting your toy line. Like, this is the proof. This is what Hasbro needs.
This was supposed to come out back in September, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it was pretty much lined up originally. We would have probably seen a completely different outcome for that first series.
Yeah. And this, if you think back to, like, the first... or not the first, but like Ghostbusters Afterlife, that toy line came out when the movie was supposed to come out because the movie got delayed.
The Plasma series was at least.
Right. And the toy line obviously really suffered. Could have been a whole different situation if the movie came out in conjunction with the toy line. We'll never know, but so important to time this stuff up. And I do wonder if they will go to like that extra length to make sure that happens in the future.
I would try to. I mean, I know.
Clearly the proof is in the pudding. So this past weekend was Easter, and on Saturday, I was out in the stores trying to find a chocolate bunny for the Easter bunny to bring to my children, because the oldest announced that he was really excited for the chocolate bunny that the Easter bunny wasn't going to bring. And we were both like, oh, we didn't know that you wanted that from the Easter bunny. So I was out, hit all the stores, and I honestly felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way trying to track down a Turbo Man. And by the end, I was like, well, I hope the kid doesn't mind Booster, because that's all he's getting. I found one chocolate Rice Krispies bunny at Five Below.
Oh, wow.
And it was the last one, and I was like, is it open? Like, why is this still here? There's no other chocolate bunnies. But,
bunnies are big down there. That's something.
Big,
I can still
big,
get one
big,
today.
big. Yeah, I was not prepared for that.
That's wild.
I love going to Five Below, because sometimes they'll just have like they'll have toys that you don't see anywhere else. So I found this. The Plucky People. Look at this.
Oh, I've heard of the Plucky People.
Okay, this is pretty cool. So my son opened this and immediately ripped the hair off, because it's like you can access the inside. That's how it sort of is made. But the idea here is that he has all of these follicles on his face, like what's the magnet guy? Wooly Willy. He's like Wooly Willy in real life. But then he also has butt hair, which I think is great.
Oh,
and then it comes with these tweezers, and you can pluck out the hairs, and there's like a ton of hairs in each one. So you can kind of see, you pull out a whole bunch of hairs.
That's like the new thing. There's a thing with that. Like that's like a satisfaction thing.
Yeah. I wish there was like a pimple version. That's not
for me.
preferred.
I'm sure that's next. That's not for me.
Pull his hair off. Look at that. You can see the inside. Isn't that funny? That's what we all
look
look
at
like
all
on
that.
the inside.
What is in the...
Look at that's all the ends of the hair. You see it? It's all the ends of the hair. I see it.
I'm mortified.
I'm mortified. That looks much worse. That looks much worse. Can I turn him inside out and show you?
He looks like, he looks like, I mean, he just needs the arms holding the eyeballs. Looks like Crumb from Ah Real Monsters.
Oh, yeah. You think this is what... Well, I was like, he's not a ghost. He didn't have a human form, but yeah, I can see it. Yeah. He's got like the big boy hair, like
I see the big boy hair.
Joint.
Is
he's
he
a
yellow?
fun guy. Who?
Is he yellow?
No,
it's not coming through on the.
Yeah, it's not
coming through on your phone.
They actually have they have a bunch of them. All of the races are represented. There's white.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 browns, and that's everybody. That's all the races. So,
all right,
there you go. I picked the white because he looks like me.
You could have just said it was like the bunny. It was the only one they had. You could have said that.
What?
I said you could have been like, oh, it's like the bunny. It was the only one they had, so I had to get this one.
Nope.
But that's just wild. Look at that. I
chose the Caucasian one. But hours of fun pulling out these little hairs, and then it's like
grossing me out.
All the little hairs are gonna fall into my keyboard. I get to get the little wipes out.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at it. It's disgusting. Because it's like those videos where people have ingrown hairs.
I hate
and it comes out
videos.
like this. It comes out like this.
Nasty.
Look at it.
Gross. Oh. And then they have the ones where the dermatologist reacts to that. No, I don't care for that.
Oh, this is a big one. Look at this long one. That was a long one.
It's just like, this is the gratification you're having right now. It's so gross.
Now it looks like he has armpit hair. Now he looks like the character you're talking about. Yeah.
Crumb. Yeah.
What's his name? Crumb?
Crumb. Yeah.
I was thinking my son's been watching a lot of Captain Underpants. I think the principal's name is Crump or something like that.
Captain Underpants.
That show's okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I don't like when they go... Do you know anything about Captain Underpants?
No, I know he plays highly on like the Scholastic Book Fair circuit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's actually
books. Always there. Yeah.
They have this device where the 2 children write a comic, and sometimes they'll like refer to it, and instead of just having the normal animation, they'll do like stop motion or like puppets, like some other form of media. And then like in theory that's great, but I don't like it. I don't know. But I guess maybe the kids like it. And like it's for the children. So I appreciate it. For the children. We were talking a couple of weeks ago about how turtles have sort of shared their IP with everybody. And I was like, the one thing we don't have is Transformer turtles, or official ones.
Right. Official.
Well, what did they announce this week? but the Party Wagon Transformer.
And the return of the Ectotron, which quickly sold out. I did not get.
Well, that was funny. It's like they had all of the transforming friends pop up.
They did.
It's like, oh, remember this?
Right. I missed it again. I don't have Ectotron, which makes me sad.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
I have DeLorean-tron, whatever his name is.
He's got a fun name. Wallop. Party Wallop.
Party Wallop. Okay. So, very cool. Cool enough. I don't like how it's packaged.
Oh, you know what? I actually think that I liked the packaging more than the execution of the toy.
Okay. See, I didn't care, so I have the DeLorean. I wish I had the Ecto. If I had this, I would have wanted it in the Turtle Van design.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to its robot form, which is how it's packaged.
I'm trying to find... Oh, here it is. Okay, it's like I can't find a picture. I think the only inbox picture was from the actual, like, demonstration of it. I see. So it's not packaged in vehicle mode. It's packaged in robot mode.
Right.
I feel like they had to do that so that people understood what they were buying.
I guess that makes sense. I mean,
and then they have a very large photo of the vehicle on the front. So
okay.
Maybe they could have swapped that and had it in vehicle mode and then had a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is weird. But I do like how the top is like the classic Transformers logo, and then it's like ripped to show the turtles.
Oh. I didn't look enough at it. I was put
there's
off
a
by it.
lot.
I think it's already sold out on Hasbro Pulse. Like it sold out immediately.
Like 2.
They do.
You can still get it on Entertainment.
You have to buy 4 of them as well. That's the thing. In order to make the team, you have to buy 4.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. There weren't 4 party wagons to make any sense at all. I do appreciate that they give you all of the different parts to make it the
your turtle of choice.
Right. That's fun. It's expensive though, $50.
Oof.
These are always expensive. So the question has to be asked. We have a bunch of these now, and they're doing... I think they said they were doing Star Wars, and I think they were doing like Knight Rider. So
okay.
With that in mind, we have the Jurassic Park set, which was the Explorer and the dinosaur, and then we have the
Jeep. We had a Jeep and the Dilophosaurus.
Oh, they did the Jeep later. That's true. Then
did.
the Tom Cruise flying movie. What was it called?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. They had the top. I feel like that one's the worst, but. Which one of the ones that exist do you think is the best example of this Transformers crossover?
I'd probably have to say the DeLorean, because I think the Ecto is a little too boxy. I'd say the DeLorean looks the most.
That's why I feel like none of them really work too well, because they're afraid to go too far. Because they want the car mode to be perfect, so they can't have too much like kibble.
Right.
To add to it.
And I know, like, that Jurassic Park one, they just reused the Megatron for the T-Rex.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even worried about that. I'm just thinking about the vehicles. Yeah. DeLorean's all right. Yeah, they just seem so boring to me. I actually like this. I like this Turtles one fine because I think the colors are so bright that it really helps it stand out. And then the fact that they have weapons, and then the vehicle mode looks perfect, and that's like always a prerequisite of these, that the vehicle mode looks like it's supposed to look like. So, I mean, there's a lot of people excited about this. We were talking about it before it even was officially announced, or we shown at least. So cool stuff.
Cool, expensive stuff.
Do you want to talk about this Macari deal?
You were excited about it.
I just don't understand. So I've never sold on Macari. I've never bought from Macari, just eBay.
I have, and it's a little like I got into it like after selling on eBay and having success on eBay, but like eBay 15 years ago where it was like, I'll get it to you. Like tracking materials and goods wasn't where it was at, like where it is now. Where like literally like you print the label and somebody already knows that it's and it's like, where's my item? 2 days
where's
from now.
my item?
So
where's
like
Macari
makes you like, even like when Macari was new, I had an extra Spirit Proton pack, and someone bought it. They bought it maybe 4 days before Halloween, And I shipped it out to the person. The person was like, if I don't get this in time for Halloween and my party, I'm going to cancel it. And I was like, but I've already put it in the mail.
Right.
Like, here's the tracking information. If it doesn't, like, you paid for this amount of shipping. If it doesn't get to you in time, then I'm sorry. So that completely turned me off from selling on Mercari.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
it was just like frightening. Because it was like I was staring under the barrel. I was like, oh, geez, what's going to happen?
And isn't it like you wouldn't get paid until they?
You don't get paid until they authorize. Yeah, you have to receive it, and then they have to verify that it was like in good shape. So then you get paid eventually. Or if they don't say anything to you, eventually, like, Mercari would step in and say, well, you got it. I think it was like 3 days. But yeah, you wouldn't get paid.
So as a seller who's like above board, that is scary. But like, I guess as a buyer, you know, that's good protection as the buyer. The main problem with eBay is the amount, the fees, how much they take. It's like 15%. And it's on top, it's like the total. So it includes shipping, which is the craziest thing to me. But I know that they did that because people used to sell like the item for $1 and then shipping would be like $100. Like they would try to get around the fees. So I get it, but it's crazy to me. So Mercari this week announced that they're doing away with seller fees. They're not going to take a fee on the final amount. Yeah. And you know, people are like, "What's the game changer? Like, you know, cancel all my auctions. I'm going to move it over here, save some money." But obviously, you know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. They're not just going to give up that money. So it seems like what they're doing is they're charging a fee to the buyer,
almost 3% of the total.
And then they're also taking. They're like charging you to take your money out. Like there's all these new things. So it's not just like straight up you're saving money.
Right. So Mercari wants you to keep your funds in their system. And so you just kind of keep recycling money back into it.
Right. Which is not how it works. Like we're not.
No. I want my money.
No. We want my money.
I want my money now.
I want my money. So it'll be interesting to see if this has any effect, because obviously eBay is the gold standard for selling, but people always grumble about how much they take out. But I just think you have a wider audience, so you can like sell your item for 15% more and maybe find somebody to buy it. Like you just have to think that way, or you have to sell it for more to make up for the fees for what you're paying.
Right.
But I think a lot of people just moved on to selling on Facebook groups where there's no fee.
It's a lot of fun too. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
You can sell it in the community. Yeah, you can get murdered. I mean, if you never know. Sell in the marketplace, people can vouch for you. People ask for credentials or any information on you. Yeah, they call you a scammer.
I have a bunch of things. Yeah, it's like you meet. We were talking to when we talked to the guys from Flipboard, we were talking about the people you meet and then get ghosted. I've never been ghosted during.
I've never been ghosted.
It sounded like Jay had been because he was very upset about that.
Yeah.
So this is happening. I have a bunch of large items that I'm hesitant to sell on eBay because shipping prices are insane. Now they're insane. So people like I'm not eating any of that. Like you have to pay for shipping, but nobody wants to pay that much. So like if I can find someone local to buy stuff, that would be preferable, I think, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can save some money from Mercari, maybe there's some other things. I'll look to that. I don't know. It's interesting. They got their name out there. I think they got a lot of people's attention, and we'll see what happens with that. Very quickly, because I did mention it earlier, The Expanse is a Kickstarter from Nacelle, and it got funded. It's happening. It got over $225,000.
No, good for them.
Good for them. I really want to see what these figures look like in person, because the renders look beautiful, and I question whether that can be replicated in 3D. So we will find out. We're gonna find out. They were also selling it on Big Bad Toy Store, so it's like, is this a Kickstarter or not? Like.
Yeah,
I don't know. That always is sort of like, what's going on here? But there's lots of like,
who's funding who? At the end
who's really? I mean, maybe Big Bad Toy Store just like pledged for a bunch, and like, if it didn't happen, they were gonna have to take it down.
You're not Super 7.
Right. That's right.
If you don't make it, at least we're not sitting on these.
I don't know if they're going to reach the stretch goals. There's 5 days left. The first stretch goal is at 300,000. So there's a ways to go. But once these things get funded, then it really starts to snowball because people know they're actually going to get the product. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. There was a ton of He-Man stuff this week, but it was at the beginning of the week. So by this point, it sort of seems like old news. So
yeah,
just lots of new figures. I mean,
we're all about flip war.
I know. I love a flip war. They're re-releasing that Deadpool and Wolverine figure, which I think is good. I have one of the Wolverine movie figures, but I think I have the one with the jackets.
I have the old man Wolverine figure with the old Professor X.
Right, but they did 2 like contemporary Wolverine, and one had a jacket. I think I have that one, but now I'm not sure. But they both look great regardless, so might pick those up. Hasbro's doing that Luke 4-pack.
Luke.
So, explain who these characters are. What is this from? What media is this from?
This is from the Timothy Zahn trilogy, the true sequel trilogy to the original trilogy, in a lot of people's opinions.
Gotcha.
The Heir to the Empire trilogy. So these are based off of the final book, The Last Command. So you got Luke Skywalker, you get Mara Jade, you got fallen crazy Jedi Juris Caboth, and Luke with an extra U Skywalker,
clone
the
Luke.
Crazy clone who had Luke's original lightsaber.
Oh, there you go.
So this was the clone of his hand.
These looks look great. This is like the best.
This is a fun
Luke
set.
Jedi. Yeah, it's a fun set. How do you get this? Is it Hasbro Pulse?
Hasbro Pulse exclusive, just there.
Ooh, all right.
So maybe an outlet deal at some point. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
They look
it's
good.
nice.
I mean,
it's nice. I think I have.
Nice
I mean,
Lukes.
I have a Mara Jade. I have a Luke. I really just want the other 2.
Yeah,
that's how they get you. You don't really need a Grand Admiral Thrawn because he's out in abundance. He's even coming out in a 3-pack, I believe, for Amazon
with Vader,
exclusive.
Grievous.
With Vader
and so weird.
Yeah,
you can really see Hasbro trying to how can we just put out the same figure over and over again at this point? Right. It's like we really got to make some money back and not cut any more steel from molds.
Yeah,
we'll just keep this figure going.
Got to get back all that plastic-free packaging money that we lost.
Starting lineup, yeah, all that stuff. All right, well, very good. It was a very big week. There probably will be some more reveals on Sunday, Easter Sunday. That will not be included in this episode.
No.
We'll talk about it next week if it's anything still relevant. But all right, Bill, anything else for this big week?
Just one thing I wanted to show off real quick was this Boglin that I picked up last week that I didn't get the opportunity to show off.
He's got an extra tag on him. What is that?
He does. So this was the original Drool Boglin. He's got a little ident card.
Is this an original Boglin?
This is an original Boglin.
Oh, it's not like the new series?
No, this wasn't new. When I sent you this photo, I thought you would understand that this was an original Mattel Boglin.
Where'd you get that?
Antique store.
Oh,
$35.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, I thought you just at GameStop found them again. I was I thought we were done.
Legit vintage toy.
Has it deteriorated at all?
He's got a coating to him.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing bad. So show him off in the...
Okay. You can put your hand in him?
Just looks fantastic. I mean...
You afraid to?
To a degree. No, I can stick my hand right up there. There he is.
Bring him to life. There's the eyes. Oh, there it is.
It's been years. Here I am.
Does it feel different than the other ones?
A little bit.
It's got that old Boglin feel.
It's got a firm feel to him.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
Let me out. Stuff of nightmares.
Very
that
good.
was all. I was happy to show them off.
That was good. I'm glad you did. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everybody.